welcome back to another episode of Franchise Hockey Manager 7 as the Boston Bruins. As I said in the last episode, we are going to play the expansion Seattle Kraken. It's Friday, February 9th. This is going to be probably I don't know, it might be a shorter episode, I'm not sure. But we're only going to go up to the trade deadline, which is here on the 24th against San Jose. So we're only going to play a couple of weeks. We're going to play this game against Seattle. We'll review everything first, obviously. Then we'll play Seattle. Then we'll sim ahead a bit. And then we'll go up to this game against San Jose. And then that'll be the end of the episode. So it has been a pretty good couple of months for us. If we go back and look at December, we talked about December last episode, but we were, I think, 9-2-2 in December. And January was a very good month as well. The last game we played was this loss against Buffalo. And we won and then lost 2 in a row and then won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 7 to finish the month, including a 9-4 win over Buffalo. A lot of 2-1 games in here. 1, 2, 3, 4 2-1 games. So our goaltending looks like they picked it up a bit towards the end of the month. And then we won 1 out of 2 here in February as we get ready to take on the Kraken. If we look at the standings, we're currently 4th now in the East. Most of those games in hand that we had on, or the other teams had on us, have all been made up, so we're pretty much even with everybody. Ottawa still leads the East with 80 points. We're in the Atlantic rather. We're second in the Atlantic, 4th overall, but just 2 points behind Carolina, and we actually have a game in hand on them. So it's been a really good couple of months for us. David Pastrnak is 4th in goals with 31. Svechnikov leads the way with 35. Matthews and Victor Arvidsson are the top 3. Dylan Larkin still leads the NHL in points. Tyler Seguin is 2nd. Svechnikov, Panarin, Barzal, McKinnon, Huberdeau, McDavid, Matthews, and Zibanejad round out the top 10. Goaltending, we've got Jeremy Swayman is 9th in the NHL in wins. So things have looked pretty good for us. Let's take a look at our team. Injury-wise, we're pretty healthy right now. Grzelcyk he just came back from injury, so we will put Grzelcyk out there for McIsaac. We've still got Eklund and Sokolov benched. Let's take a look at the stats. Pastrnak, a point a game, 60 points in 58 games. Marchand, 50 and 42. Couturier's picked it up as of late. He's up to 41 and 54. Jake Bean continues to have a great season. DeBrusk has picked it up a little bit. He's up to 13 goals, 35 points in 58 games. Giroux has slowed down a bit. He's down to about a point every other game. Wallstrom's having a pretty good second year with us, 31 points in 48 games. Dylan Guenther having a nice rookie campaign. McAvoy having a good year. Carlo he's on the trade block, but as your third line center, that's pretty good, right? Game rating of 61 isn't fantastic, but it is what it is. Adam Fox has come around a little bit. That plus minus is up. His points per game is pretty good as well. Again, that fourth line, Kamel, Cristal, and Beecher. All of them with 6 goals, so that's been pretty solid there. Newhook, 13 points in 30 games. He was hurt, but he's bounced back. He's a plus 9 in those 30. Goaltending, it's gotten better. Still not great, but better. Swayman's got that goals against up to 9.08. Like I said, I'd like it over 9.10, kind of in that 9.12 to 9.15 range I would be happy with, but his goals against is at 2.86. Blackwood's doing okay as well. Save percentage hovering right around 90s at a 2.89. So we're still a little bit below average goaltending, but it's gotten better here over the last month or so. So that's where we are from a stats perspective. Let's see, anything else we need to look at? Any upcoming free agents we need to deal with? No, we're still dealing with the same group: Grzelcyk, Timmins, Toporowski, Corrali, and Wiesblatt. What does Wiesblatt want? 3 years at $1 million. I'll probably bring him back, but what I might do is see if I can use these two, Timmins and Toporowski, to make a deal. I don't really know for what at this point, and that's something we're going to talk about. But so that's what we got there. Let's look at the Kraken. They're in first place, 37 and 22. top record in the Pacific. John Tavares averaging almost a point a game. Same with Eli Tolvanen. We're having a really nice season for Seattle after coming over from the K. Jonathan Drouin averaging almost a point a game. Morgan Riley doing really well. Yeah, they look pretty good. Timo Meier, 32 points in 42 games. Yeah, it's a solid team. Goaltending, Tristan Jarry still having a good year. 2.22 goals against average and a .928 save percentage. I don't really know what I need. So if we look at our lines here, I mean, our first line's fine. Our second line, while underperforming, I think is fine. Our third line, I mean, I don't really know. I mean, maybe we try to do something here on the second line and look maybe to package DeBrusk and one of those defensemen and see if we can get an upgrade at wing. Maybe, I don't know, maybe get a little bit cheaper since we're paying DeBrusk like $4 million a year or something. I'm fine with our top four is fine. I mean, McAvoy, Fox, Carlo, and Bean. There's really nothing that needs to happen there, and then on the back end, Grzelcyk and Vakanainen are more than adequate as a third line. We have McIsaac as depth. We've got some depth on the forward line as well. I don't know that there's a whole lot that we need to do, and then there really isn't much out there in terms of where am I going? I want to look at the trading block, which I think is here. Yeah. There's not really anybody on the trading block. We'll keep an eye on it here over the next couple weeks and see if we get anybody new. But old friend Craig Smith on the trade block, but there's really nothing there that would be an improvement for us. So we'll keep an eye on it here over the next week and a half, and see if something pops up. But yeah, there's nothing really here that piques my interest, if you will. So let's go ahead and play this game against the Kraken. So we're gonna go Marchand, Couturier, Pastrnak, DeBrusk, Giroux, Wahlstrom, Newhook, Coyle, Gunther, Kamel, Beecher, Cristal, McAvoy, Fox, Carlo Bean, Grzelcyk, Vakanainen. Starting in goal will be Mackenzie Blackwood for us. So actually, I gotta change this stuff here. 3-on-3. Couturier, Pastrnak, Giroux. Yeah, didn't have that stuff set. So let's get to it. So starting it from goal for them will be old friend Alexander Georgiev, who is in a Bruins jersey for some reason. Thomas Chabot is still in a Ottawa jersey for them, but that's fine. So we take on the Seattle Kraken at home. Let's see how this one goes. Shot on early. That one goes behind Blackwood, behind the net. Taken out by Pastrnak. Early opportunity for the Kraken as they get a breakaway. He got us hemmed in here a little bit. Another shot and save by Blackwood. Opportunity for us, held on to by Georgiev. Hope this turns out like the Bruins last night as they played the Rangers and Alexander Georgiev. Bruins actually forced the Rangers to pull him from the game last night. He gave up 4 goals in a period and a half or something, and the Rangers pulled him. So it'd be nice to see that happen here in this one, but that one's going to be iced by Seattle. Nice defense by McAvoy. That one goes wide. Blackwood isn't in goal. Hopefully he is when we come back down the other direction. Pasternak's shot is saved. That one is held on to by Jerry as well. Three on one down in the corner. We take the puck away. Still no score, and it's just iced by Kamel. Couturier wins the draw, and we ice it again. Couturier on this draw. That one's cleared out of play. Opportunity for the Kraken is kicked aside. Marchand and Couturier play catch but lose the puck, and that one's deflected into the seats as well. Opportunity down low. Shoot the puck. Shoot it. That one goes wide. That one's cleared into the corner, brought back out by the Bruins. Couturier with the puck gets manhandled in front of the crease. Down to 4 minutes left, still no score. Behind the net, and we lose it. Seattle comes out with it. Pretty even game here so far. Shot saved by Jerry. Shot saved by, by Gorgiev, not Tristan Jerry. Final 2 minutes of the first, still no score. And Brandon Carlo is going to go 2 minutes for hooking, so Seattle gets the first power play of the game. We get the puck out of the zone. Final 30 here in the first. Shot goes wide. And that's going to do it for the first period. So we outshoot them 9-6. They're going to be on the man advantage for the first 48 seconds of the second period. So let's get to that second period. Shot behind the net. And we get the puck out, and that does it for the man advantage. But they get a breakaway, and Blackwood is able to stop the 2-0. We kill off the first power play of the game. That one's deflected into the seats off the stick of Wahlstrom. Shot score from the point. Is that Bean? Bean from Couturier right off the faceoff. And I don't know why the fans boo. We scored. We're at home. So Jake Bean from Sean Couturier off the faceoff gives us a 1-0 lead. That's a good start. Good defense that time by us. That one's held on to by Gorgiev. See, I don't really know what I'm going to do on the as far as making a move. Maybe we'll sim ahead a couple of days, see if anybody interesting shows up. I think that's probably what I'll do is I'll sim ahead off camera day by day, and I'll keep an eye on the trade block. And if somebody interesting shows up, I will pull the trigger, because what I don't like to do is make horribly unrealistic trades. I know some would say that my deal in the first season where we traded Tuukka Rask for Alex Newhook was really unrealistic, but Colorado needed a goaltender. They got one of the best in the NHL, and they gave up a top prospect. I don't think that's all that unrealistic. But you remember with the Adam Fox deal, I was going to pull the trigger and then decided against it, and then saw that the Rangers had him on the trade block. So my thought is, if they're on the trade block, they're fair game. So I'm not going to go out and try to make a move for Connor McDavid as Seattle gets the game-tying goal. Drouin from Tavares and Meyer. So I'm not going to go out and try to trade for Austin Matthews or something like that. Christian Fisher goes for slashing. We're on the man advantage. But if there's a 3.5-star, 4-star player on the trade block and we can afford them, then that's something I'm going to consider. I figure if I can trade DeBrusk, breakaway for DeBrusk right there. I don't know that I want to trade Jake, but if I can find somebody who is of equal value and is cheaper, and that cost difference is made up for by moving a defensive prospect, if we can get somebody who's even as Jake in terms of his production, but we can save $4.5 million a year, we can use that money elsewhere, that's something I have to consider. So we'll keep an eye. So that's back-to-back icings. We'll keep an eye on who's available on the trade block. I'll see if there are any offers out there for any of our any of the players that we have on the trade block. And yeah, see if we can move a prospect and maybe pick up, because maybe the one thing we want to do is look for a depth forward that we can use as a bench role if we need to give one of our other players a break. If somebody gets hurt, it'd be nice to have a veteran in that 13th forward spot rather than a couple of rookies like we have in Eklund and Sokolov. So that might be something we look at as Seattle takes the lead with a minute left. So David Kampf gets the unassisted goal to give them a 2-1 lead. So we're going to ice it here with under a minute left. So we scored first, Bean from Couturier, but then back-to-back goals by Seattle has given them a 2-1 lead. And that's the end of the second period. So we're out shooting them 22-16. We got a goal by Jake Bean. They got goals from Joanne and Kampf. We go to the third, down by 1. So yeah, once this game is over, I'll sim day by day, off camera, keep an eye on the trade block, and see if anybody of interest shows up. Because there are times where there are some really, really good players who show up on the trade block who are in the final year of contracts and things like, just like any trade deadline. You get some high-end players who, the teams can't re-sign, so they're looking to get something in return. And if it's only a rental, sometimes it doesn't always cost that much. So, maybe we can improve the forward depth by looking at a veteran who's in the final year of his contract or something. I don't know. We will look. At any rate, we're still looking to get the game-tying goal here as we're down 2-1. And Kristen Fisher's going to go for holding, so we're going to go back on the power play. See if we can get that game-tying goal here. Seattle with the puck. Save made by Blackwood. Save made by Blackwood. 2 more saves by Blackwood. So he's made 4 stops on this PK. And we really can't get anything started on this power play so far. Seattle takes it away, and we're not even going to get a shot off. And we're able to tie it, though. That's nice right there. Claude Giroux from Dylan Gunther and Adam Fox ties it once the power play is up. So there we go. Yeah, I'm still shy. We come right back and score again, like 12 seconds later. Giroux again with another goal. We'll have to look and see. Actually, I'm just going to return to game. I don't want the game to crash. It tends to crash if you start clicking on buttons in the middle of the game. So we're just going to play here. So and we'll take a look at how close those goals were when the game's over. But I believe that was 2 goals in like 15 seconds for Giroux. 2 assists for Gunther. McAvoy picks up the secondary assist, and we're now leading all of a sudden. As we ice it. And Wallstrom's going to go for hooking. So they got a man advantage to try to tie it up. Let's see if we can kill that off the final 10 minutes. Good defense by Grzelcyk. Yeah, Grzelcyk is one that's probably done after this season. He's 2.5 star. He's got 15 defense, and he's a pretty good defenseman, but I don't think I can swing $4 million or $4.5 million for my number 5 defenseman, which is effectively what he is at this point behind McAvoy, Bean, Carlo, and Fox. So we're pretty loaded on the defensive line as we're able to kill off the man advantage. Here's an opportunity for us and a 5-minute fighting major. Sam Bennett and Brad Marchand go for fighting. So Marchand drops the gloves. Under 7 to go, we're up 3-2. 2 quick goals by Claude Giroux in the third period. It had to have been 20 seconds, may have been even less than that. Shot by Pasternak is saved. Shot by DeBrusk is blocked. Another opportunity for DeBrusk. That one's turned aside. We're down under 5 minutes now. Save by Georgiev. Another save by Georgiev. Down under 4, down to about 3 minutes. 2 saves by Blackwood. Get the puck out. We're down to the 2-minute mark. I have to think they're going to pull the goalie here. I still only see... There's the 6. No, I still only see 5 on the ice as we're under a minute now. Now they've pulled the goalie. And that's going to do it. And we're going to win 3-2. We pick up 2 quick goals in the third period. Mackenzie Blackwood was really, really good in the third period. They had, 18 shots? 16 shots? 17 shots. And Blackwood stopped them all. So stopped 31 out of 33. Giroux scored 2 goals within 12 seconds of each other. So that was a solid 30 seconds of hockey for us. So we turned a 2-1 deficit into a 3-2 lead and held on to win. So they had some... my players, they don't score really well compared to the opposition. Drouin had a 72 in the loss. I didn't have anybody over 68 in a win. So that's a bit surprising. Beecher had himself a poor game, 49 overall. Giroux had 2 goals. Gunther had 2 assists. And we win. All right, so I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to sim offline here a day at a time and keep an eye on the trade deadline, the trade block. And as we get close, if we want to just start to look for deals, we can. Maybe we'll look at teams that are out of it and see if they've got any, expiring contracts or, that sort of thing. But teams that are out of it aren't going to trade young players, and I don't want to trade DeBrusk for a load of nothing because he's only, 25? He's 27 now. Okay. So I'm going to save this so that it doesn't crash on me and I lose the game. And that's going to be it. Or not, that's not going to be it. I'm just going to sim ahead now a day at a time, and we'll be back on the 24th. I'll be right back. All right. We are back at least here for a second. I am recording, right? Yeah. Okay. We're back here for at least a second. You can see some names have been added to the trade block. A couple of big names. Patrick Kane out in Calgary and Elias Lindholm with Minnesota. Both of these guys are on expiring contracts. It might not hurt to see what it would take. See, I almost prefer Lindholm just because of the defensive chops. I mean, Kane is Kane, right? He's got 22 goals in 62 games. Lindholm is only a year removed from a 30-goal season. He's 29. Yeah, I mean, he's not making a ton of money. Let's just look and see what it would take. No, I want to try to trade for him. Can I not? Oh, trade offer. All right, so the Flames have a weakness at defense, which is good because we got a couple of good young defensemen that we can afford to give up. Yeah, see, right away they think that this is a good offer. Timmins for Patrick Kane. I generally prefer to go the defensive route, though. So if we back out of this, let's look at Lindholm. Let's try. So they have a weakness at wing, which isn't as good for us, but we'll still start with Timmins. You don't think they'll accept that offer? Yeah, because they're looking for... See, he's cheaper, too. I think Lindholm is the way to go. Can we make this work? Do we give up a Yegor Sokolov? Do we go Timmins and Sokolov and try to bring in Lindholm? See, this is where I wish I was doing this as a live stream. And maybe we do this as a live stream down the road. Kane is the flashier name, obviously, but it feels like Lindholm is the right move to make. He's cheaper, he's younger, he's better defensively. So if we bring him in, where does he play, though? I mean, he can go in anywhere. I mean, he can go in for Cristal. Really, he can play for anybody that isn't Pasternak, Wahlstrom, Gunther, Couturier, Giroux, Coyle, Marchand, Newhook, DeBrusk. So he wouldn't replace any of those guys. He would replace Kamel, Cristal, Beecher. Corrali's down in Providence. Yeah. But do I really want to give up Yegor Sokolov? We got him in a trade, right? Yeah, we got him we got him in the Rittich deal. He's only played in 15 games for us this year. He played in 19 for us last season. He's got 21 points in 34 career games. A 58-59 game rating. I think these are the deals you have to make when you want to when you try to win it all. So let's offer this deal. Bruins can't add that much. The deals are like even. Can I add Corrali to the bunch? It's an interesting offer, but I have to increase it a little. Okay, so Corrali doesn't make the needle move, but that's all I need to add in order to... see, these guys are all... I got to go somebody that we're actually paying money to, and that's the problem. And who was the other defenseman that we weren't going to re-sign? It was somebody... It was Toporowski. Does that move the needle enough? No. Yeah, so I have to include Corrali just from a contract perspective. And then a draft pick. Let's go back down this way and see if we can add... Does a fifth move the needle? No. Probably going to be the fourth. I think that will probably do it. Yep. All right. So Connor Timmins, Yegor Sokolov, Luke Toporowski, Sean Corrali, and a fourth for Elias Lindholm. So the big piece for us in this one is Sokolov, giving him up. But Timmins, we probably weren't going to re-sign, or if we were, it was going to be as a sixth defenseman. Corrali wasn't coming back. Toporowski wasn't coming back. So let's finalize that one. And we bring in a new forward. So let's figure out where he's going to play. Can he play left wing at all? He's a right... I can, but he's a right wing / center. So do we bench Beecher? I think Beecher's the way we go. Cristal, 16 points... Kamel, 8. Yeah, I don't want to bench Kamel. He's having the best season out of the bunch. 18 points in 58 games. Beecher's got 14 and 62. He's a +8. He's got 16 and 61. He's a +9. I think we bench Beecher. And Lindholm comes in, and now we got to reset the lines. I think I'm going to do this. Charlie Coyle becomes our fourth line center. Penalty kill. I want Lindholm all over that. We'll go like that. Lindholm. Actually, it probably should be like that. Should probably be like that. Yeah. All right, so Elias Lindholm. And I think we'll put him... yeah, I'm going to play Lindholm on the point on the power play. All right, cool. So let's... I think that's it. I think that's the deal. That's all we're going to do. So we're going to sim ahead now to that game on the 24th. We'll play that game and we'll call it an episode. So be right back. All right, so it's the 24th, and we are about ready to play this game against San Jose. Let's take a quick look at the trade. Oh, we got a trade proposal right at the deadline. Dylan Peterson for Charlie Coyle. How many years does he have left on his deal? He's got 2 after this one. Man, I would really like to move that contract, and let's look really quickly at what Lindholm wants. Ugh. Okay. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. And it would be nice to have Coyle's... It wasn't what I was thinking, but it would be nice to have Coyle's money off the books so that we could put it towards Lindholm. That makes us a better team. Peterson's a 22-year-old. I mean, he's not great, but 2.5 star. BU native. He was drafted in the 3rd round in 2020. Potential similar to Charlie Coyle. So it looks like he's a younger version of Coyle. So Peterson's at 13, 13, 14, 13. Coyle's at 14, 14, 15, 15. He's 9 years younger. So do we think that Peterson will get to be that good in the next 9 years? I think the answer to that is yes. So I know this is counterintuitive, as we are a team pushing for a Stanley Cup championship, but I'm concerned. No, we're not. We're going to hold on to Coyle, and maybe we will get an offer for him in the offseason. If we leave him on the trade block, maybe we'll get an offer for him in the offseason. I'm going to take that chance. I'd rather keep him on the roster this year and make the run with what we have and then see what happens in the offseason. So I'm not going to do anything. I don't think I'm going to get anybody any better than that for him, but we'll see how it goes. So we have done really well since we talked last. We won this game here against Seattle. Then it was win, 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 loss, win. So we've won 5 of our last 6, including an 8-3 win here over Detroit. David Pastrnak with 5 assists in that game. We won 8-3. If we look at the standings, we're still in second place. It looks like Ottawa's got the Atlantic wrapped up, but we're up to 3rd now in the conference behind Ottawa and New Jersey. Pastrnak is up to 6th in the league in points. He's 5th in the league in goals with 5. And we're going to be taking on the San Jose Sharks, who are 26, 33, and 5. And I believe they just fired their head coach, actually. So if we look at the updated stats, Lindholm has got 2 points, or 1 point, picked up a goal in that 8-3 win. So he's got a goal in 2 games. He's a +1. Pastrnak 71 and 64. Marchand at 57. Couturier at 48. Bean at 40. He's a +34. He's got to be in contention for the Norris this year. Giroux's a -2. It's a bit of a struggle, but that's why we made Lindholm the number 2 forward, or number 2 center. Dylan Guenther continues to have a nice rookie season, 34 points in 64 games. Fox has bounced back nicely. He's up to a +16. The 4th line continues to produce, even though we've got Beecher benched now. Goalies have actually picked it up pretty substantially. Look, Swayman, he's got that that save percentage up to .911. Goals against at .278. Blackwood's goals against is even better at .276. He's up to a .908. So goaltending has looked much sharper as of late. And if we look at the Sharks, who are our competition here in this one, Joseph Coronar looks to be their top goalie, 19 and 22 with a .322 goals against. And then Mike Robinson is he? Where did he? I think Mike Robinson went to the University of New Hampshire. Doesn't list any of that though. I believe he went. Yeah, he went to the University of New Hampshire. So that's my alma mater. For those of you who have followed my channel, you'll know that I have a Draft Day Sports college basketball playthrough where I am the UNH Wildcats. So, so Mike Robinson, good for him. He is in the NHL as a member of the San Jose Sharks. And he was pretty good last year for him, 26 and 22. But he's not starting for him here today. If we look at their regular season stats, Logan Couture, 46 points. Kevin LeBlanc has got 39. Eric Carlson, 37. Old friend Ryan Donato, 34 points in 64 games. Brent Burns continues to plug away at age 38. He's a -18. This is not a very good team. We should have no trouble with them, but It's hockey, so we'll see. Marchand, Couturier, Pasternak, DeBrusk, Lindholm, Wallstrom, Newhook, Giroux, Gunther, Kamel, Coyle, Cristal, McAvoy, Fox, Carlo Bean, Grzelcyk, Vakanainen, and Swayman's going to get the start in this one. So let's see how it goes. Oh, Mike Robinson is going to get the start. So I hope we win, and I hope we smoke them, but I hope we get like 80 shots on goal and score like 5 goals. That would be good for me. So shot saved by Robinson, kept in, and we score 53 seconds into the game. Sean Couturier from Brad Marchand and Adam Fox, and we are up 1-0. I haven't had a good old-fashioned blowout in a playthrough game since, I think it was season 2. We had a game where we scored 7. Ryan Merkley gets an unsportsmanlike conduct. Yeah, we had a game where we scored like 7. But every other game since then has been relatively close. So we'll see what happens in this one as we jump on the Sharks 53 seconds in. Couturier picked that goal up, so there's a save by Swayman, who actually, Jeremy Swayman in real life has been lights out for the Providence Bruins. 6-0 with, I think, 1.5 goals against. So future is bright from a goaltending perspective. Old friend Adam Pelech now playing for the Sharks. So we're going to be a man up again. Lots of old friends in this one. Looking to take a 2-0 lead. There's the save, and that one's kicked out. Yeah, Swayman's playing really well for Providence, so the future is bright for the Bruins goaltending situation. He'll probably spend this season and next in Providence, I would guess. I would think the Bruins would be very happy to run it back next season with Rask and Halak again. We'll see what that's going to cost, as both goalies are in contract years, so that could cost the Bruins, a good $8 to $10 million, depending on what they both want, as they're both in their mid-30s at this point. So, but the future's bright in terms of Bruins goaltending, so that's good to hear. Be nice to have, maybe Yarrow for one more year, have Tuukka for another couple, have Swayman backing up Tuukka in 2 seasons, and then 3 seasons from now, Swayman becomes a starting goaltender. Which would be, I think, the same year that he became our starting goaltender in this. So same timeline, I guess. Midway through the first, we're up 1-0. We scored 53 seconds into the first period. That one is iced. Or no, it's going to be iced by Pasternak. And Jake Bean's going to go for slashing. So what I'm going to do after this will be as Timu Hartkanainen is going to go, and that will end the power play. So yeah, we'll end this episode after this game, and then I'll sim ahead to the end of the regular season. We'll probably play that very last game of the year against whoever it's against, and then we'll start the postseason with the, like we always do, play the elimination game. So it'll probably be last game of the season and then the first elimination game. So first round of the playoffs, either a winning playoff or a losing playoff matchup. So we'll see what happens. Charlie Coyle goes for interference. And if we win, not to get ahead of myself, but if we win it all, I suspect that I'll run it back and we'll continue to play. And I enjoy FHM 7, so we'll keep playing it. Although I will have, once OOTP 22 comes out, I will be running 2 separate out of the park baseball series, one on my channel and then one on the GM Games channel. I'm sure many of you who are watching me here, as San Jose scores with 35 seconds left. Lean Bergman scores. Many of you who are watching me here probably are here from the GM Games channel, but I'll be doing a Let's Play on their channel as well. They're out shooting us 10-9. It's 1-1. Let's get to the second. So that'll be 5 different games when you add in my Draft Day Sports Celtics and Draft Day Sports Wildcats Wow, they score again. So they scored with 50 seconds left in the first. They score 17 seconds into the second. Donato from Clark and Logan Couture give them a 2-1 lead. So I don't know if I can have 5 different series going on at once. I don't know if I have that kind of time. I mean, I guess I have the time. It would just limit how many playthroughs I would have of each. You know what I mean? Like right now I try to post a video a day, and you know, it's not that bad. I can play video games for an hour and a half a day, and then I post the video and I'm done. But if I'm doing 5 different playthroughs, you know, you're probably looking at, you know, 1 update a week realistically, and I don't know if I want to if I want to play each game that little per week. So we'll see. You know, the UNH one will end as soon as I win the NCAA tournament. So hopefully that'll happen in the next few seasons. So I may only have, you know, 5 or 6 more seasons left of that one. The Celtics one, probably the same. I'll probably play until I win it all. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. I just know that I'm going to have 5 series going on at once, and that's going to be a lot. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, so my Out of the Park series on my channel is going to be a Red Sox playthrough, as kind of carrying with the stretch or the theme of New England sports. I've got my Bruins and my Celtics, and I'll have a Red Sox playthrough. And then when Draft Day Sports comes out with their football for 2020 or for 2022, I'll probably do a Patriots playthrough. So my playthrough on my channel will be a Red Sox playthrough. My playthrough on the GM Games channel will be a Colorado Rockies playthrough, as they are atrocious, and I like to do rebuilds. So I'm going to try a rebuild of the Nolan Arenado-less Colorado Rockies. So stick around for that. You'll have to check that out on the GM Games YouTube channel. Go ahead and give them a follow. Join their Discord. It's got a whole bunch of information on there. A lot of links to a lot of different people playing a lot of different games. So if you like watching sports simulations like I do, that's a great place to go to get some new information. I've found a couple of new YouTube content creators that I hadn't seen before that I found almost immediately upon joining that Discord, as Pasternak goes for slashing. Yeah, they've got some good series on there. There's a LaMelo. There's a build around LaMelo Ball, the Charlotte Hornets. There's a Detroit Pistons playthrough if you like your NBA. There is a college basketball series that just started with a team that's they got their first year in D1. So a lot of interesting stuff, a lot of Draft Day Sports. The people over at Wolverine make a great simulation game, as do the people at Out of the Park Baseball. It's like trying to pick between my favorite child. I love simulation games. My hand-eye coordination has gone as I've gotten a little bit older here, so I'm not quite as good at Madden and things like that as I used to be. So I prefer the simulation. It allows me to just sit back and play while I do other things. Like this, I can play while I'm working. I can, sim while I'm watching TV or watching the kids or whatever. So I love a good simulation game. I always have, dating back to really my Stratomatic days. I was a big Stratomatic well, not just baseball, but I played Stratomatic everything. I played a ton of Stratomatic baseball, a lot of basketball, I played everything. I probably played hockey the least amount, because I didn't really start getting into hockey until the late 80s, the late 80s, kind of the 80s, 88 and 90 Bruins were like I watched hockey with my dad as we go to the third. Now we're being outshot 20-19. Watched hockey with my dad in the 80s, the Rick Middleton-led Bruins and stuff, but I didn't really start getting into hockey until the Cam Neely era, and it's since become my favorite sport. But yeah, I used to play a ton of Stratomatic. I remember just sitting in my room and just playing for hours and hours and hours, and I would maintain the stats, and I would pre-internet days and pre computers that had the ability to manage this stuff. I would add up all the stats with pen and paper, and I would write all that down, and I would play. I never got through a full season of anything because it's just, you're not going to play 1,700 hockey games or whatever isn't a full season. So I would play a bunch of games and then I would start over, or, I'd move on to something else. But yeah, I used to play a ton of Stratomatic. So if you're a Stratomatic fan, talk about it in the channel below. I suspect that by this point most people have already moved on. We don't get a lot of people watching the full videos, but if you are with me still at this point, let me know if you ever played Stratomatic. If you did, what was your favorite? What was your favorite game, or if you played any of those games? APBA. Wow, we're gonna lose to San Jose. Teddy Bluger from Graves and McGrew. We're now down 3-1. Let me know what your favorite games were, what your favorite teams. I still have memories of some of the old Stratomatic cards from the late 80s. I remember, I think it was Joe Price. His 1987 San Francisco Giants card was it was unhittable because they didn't take into account things like, how much somebody played. So if somebody only played in a handful of games but was really, really good, their card would reflect that they were really, really good and that it wasn't, a small sample size. So his pitching card, if you are a Stratomatic fan, look up Joe Price's 1987 Stratomatic card for the San Francisco Giants. It was pretty amazing. But yeah, I used to love that stuff. So now, it's transitioned into the computer version. So we got some work to do. We're down by 2 to one of the worst teams in the West. This would be a tough loss for us with how well we've played over the last couple of months. This would not be a good loss at all. But we got to pick up 2 goals here in the final 9. Puck is deflected out of play. We scored 53 seconds into the game, and we haven't scored since. San Jose playing some good defense. The UNH alum, Mike Robinson, doing a really nice job. Couturier clears it out. Front. Pasternak's shot missed. Shot on goal there. Another shot on goal. And Robinson's finally able to hold on. Deflected out of play. Yeah, we're going to probably lose this game. It's a bit surprising. But it happens. I think we're pretty much locked into that 2 seed or that 3 seed in the East because we're not going to catch Ottawa. So I'm okay with it. Can't win them all. Like I said before the game started, it's hockey, so you never know. Nizev is going to go for slashing, so we're going to be a man up for a minute 20. Oh, it's going to be a 4-on-4, so matching slashing penalties. Marchand. There's a surprise. Final minute. Cleared down in. Fox goes for unsportsmanlike conduct. Matching minors there. Yeah. And we lose 3-1. So that's a bit of a surprise. But, it is what it is. Robinson stopped 37 out of 38 shots. He was really, really good. The UNH alum, and I know I've said that like 3 times now, but I like seeing players from UNH in the NHL. I like seeing players from UNH anywhere, really. But, yeah, so we scored 53 seconds in, and then that was it. Oh, not a good game. Wallstrom with a 70 was our highest-rated player, and we lose. All right, so that is it. So we come out of the trade deadline 38-21-6. We're 8 points behind Ottawa. We are in 3rd place in the East, 3 points up on Carolina. Yeah, so I'll probably sim, if we look at the schedule, our last game of the year is here against St. Louis, so I'll probably sim ahead to that. So that gives me a little bit more than a month to sim, which I can do in not a whole lot of time. So when we come back, it'll be this game, and then we'll do the first round of the playoffs, and we'll see if we can make another run at Lord Stanley's Cup. So as always, guys, I appreciate you watching. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.